Here's a fun one, John. Credit card debt keeps falling, and here's a sad note. Banks are on edge.
Dave, I've got a Kleenex if you need one.
I have a tear. Banks are on edge. The banks are on edge. Americans are paying down. This is Wall Street Journal. Americans are paying down their credit card debt at levels not seen in years. That is good news for everyone but credit card issuers. Large card issuers that cater to borrowers ranging from the affluent to the subprime say the overall card balances and thus the firm's interest incomes are falling. To make up for it, issuers are spending more on marketing and they're loosening their underwriting standards, which means that you don't even have to be alive now and they will issue you a credit card. They don't have underwriting standards. They just give everybody a card. Discover said its earnings call last month that the share of card balances that were paid off at the end of the first quarter was the highest level since the year 2000. Capital One, what's in your wallet? Money! Said that nearly half of the credit card balances it had at the beginning of March were paid off by the end of the month.
Wow.
Card balances at three companies, including Synchrony, I can't even say that, which is the largest issuer of store credit cards in the U.S. The three companies say they're down 9%, 17%, and 7% in the first quarter of the year perspective. Card issuers rely on growing card usage and balances for their revenue. They're wondering if the pandemic trends will turn into a long-term shift. We are very focused on returning to growing loans.
I love this next line. Delinquencies can't get much lower than where they are. We can't beat people up anymore, or otherwise our loans keep shrinking, your revenues come down.
Margins will get worse.
If people don't keep on screwing up, we're going to make less money, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, guys, how can we, and I love going back to this marketing and loosening. So here's what's going to happen. You're going to start getting these emails and cards in the mail saying, hey, we miss you guys.
Yep.
Here's some more money you can just go spend. Hey, Dave, what happens if America collectively said, whoa, we got our bell rung, and we said,
I don't want to be the little pig in the straw house anymore. I'm going to get my crap together. I'm going to get out of debt and have an emergency fund. I'm going to be the little pig in the brick house, so when the wolf comes and blows, I don't have credit card debt. I don't have student loan debt. I don't have car payments. I'm under control, and I got a pile of money. You know what would happen? Discover would be up a creek. The economy would collapse. No, it wouldn't. The economy would boom. Let me ask you this. If you get completely out of debt, thus you have your entire income to work with, and you have money saved for emergencies and saved to buy things, do people then spend less over the next decade following that, or more?
I know in my life, we've spent more.
Spend more.
The house I bought was more.
Because you're affluent. You have money. You spend. So this idea that debt drives the economy is not true. Now, consumption does drive the economy, but consumption increases when people aren't broke. So the idea that getting rid of debt in America and getting rid of this burden on the back of everyone is somehow going to cause the American capitalistic system to completely fail is asinine. Because the reality is when people get out of debt and have money, they spend more money. Now, they spend it differently,
right,
more intentionally, more wisely, but it's not less dollars being spent on big screens.
You get nicer big screen,
it's
right?
more dollars being spent on the equivalent of whatever the consumption is because you've got the money.
Yep.
I mean, think about it. If you have to really think about the big screen and Best Buy has to approve you for 90 days, same as cash, and you have to go through an entire portfolio of paperwork just to walk out with your big screen.
You shouldn't be buying the big screen.
Well, you shouldn't be buying it. But let's say if you have to go that versus you go, I want one of those. No, I think I'll take two.
And y'all just deliver it to me.
And here's the money.
Yeah.
Now, who spends more? Right. I mean, not really. I mean, you're not being crazy.
Right.
But the truth is that I make a lot more money and have a lot more money than I used to have. And I spend a lot more money than I used to spend.
Right.
Well, no duh. So this is the most wonderful news in the world, and I wish I could take credit for it, but we're not a big enough deal to take credit for it. We're a big deal, but we're not a big enough deal to shift the whole economy yet. But one of my goals in life is to get Americans to start treating the credit card like it's the financial cigarette. And we are on track, baby. But the pandemic came along and helped me with my goals. Because it woke a bunch of you people up. It slapped the silly out of some of you.
I think that, again, my friends make fun of me for being overly optimistic all the time. But I think that by and large, people are good. And I think by and large, people, when backed into a corner, go, oh, okay. And my hope here is that everyone got their bell rung. Nothing can happen to us. We'd forgotten 9/11, and before that, it had been years.
Forgotten 2008.
Right? And everyone realized, oh, this can go away overnight.
But this can be a segment of America. This could be their emotional Great Depression.
Yes.
Their never again moment.
That's right.
And hopefully, and that's really what this article goes on to say is happening. And all we're going to do around here at Ramsey is just throw gas on that fire, baby.
Absolutely.
Discover Card's having a hard time.
Be ready for the credit cards to
Discover
pretend
Card's
that they're
having
your
a hard
friends.
time. Capital One is struggling. Oh no, I can't bear it.